You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and episode number 84 of the Daily Beaver here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day is Friday, March 24th, 2023, and it will be an overall sunny day here at the Beaver Lodge. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver, and with me as always is my dear and good friend, Mr. Grizzly. Of course, a big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. And a special thank you goes to all the kits out there who sent good vibes to my beaver sweetie. I went to pick him up at the hospital yesterday around 4 o'clock, and he was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. The surgeries appear to have gone well. He's got a bandage over his paw. I've kissed it to make it better. Made soup. The Florence Nightingale stuff. So yes, he's doing very, very well. So thank you, kits, for all your good vibes and love and all that. It wasn't anything serious, just a little day surgery, but still, surgery. When you go under anesthetic, you're taking risks. So I appreciate the good vibes. In the headlines today, we got President Biden visiting. There's more from Hang Dong and the whole Chinese interference thing. So we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll get into other subjects. We don't know. It's Friday. We have more time, and we are a bit, chatterboxes. So we'll see what we get into. Yes. So we have a Friday morning bite for you today, kids. But first, we must absolutely take care of our most important duty on the show, which is saying hello to our dear friend, Mr. Grizzly, and ask you how's your mental health today. And did you know that yesterday was International Bear Day? I did not know that until after we finished the show.
Yeah, first off, good morning. How are you? My mental health is, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not fully awake. And I had more vivid, bizarre dreams, and this one.
Okay.
This is how bizarre my brain is. I dreamt I was moving to Europe. I can't remember where in Europe. And I just got back from vacation. I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and I came back, and none of my stuff was packed for the move. And I have to move tomorrow morning because I have catch a flight in Montreal. I lost I lost my earbuds somewhere, and then I couldn't find my phone, and I was freaking out, like, oh my God, if I don't have my, and then I'm walking around my apartment, but it wasn't this one, it was a different one, and I had a roommate, but I haven't lived with this guy in over 20 years, and I had phones everywhere, like probably 30 phones and tablets, but not the one I need. So somehow I'm like, I say the words and the earbuds start talking so I can locate them. But it turns out they're in Quebec City and I'm here in Ottawa. But I can hear them somehow from Quebec City. I'm like, well, that's a 5-hour drive on a good day. How the hell am I going to get there in time to get these, to get back, to get my, I don't know what I'm going to do. And the thought of just purchasing a new pair never occurs because you're in a dream.
Right.
And I'm freaking out because then I can't find my phone, and I roll over and I open my eyes and it's right on my bedside table, and I realize the whole thing was a dream. And I left out a lot of it, which is why I think it's because the dreams are so vivid, and I wake up in a complete sweat because I'm anxious in the dream about making my flight, about getting packed, about locating all my stuff that I need to take with me to do my job in some European city somewhere, which I don't even know where I was moving. I don't know what any of that means. So that's how my morning started. How about you?
My morning started off weird. I woke up on my own about 10 minutes to 6, and I decided I was just going to roll over in bed and enjoy the extra 10 minutes before the alarm rang.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot that I had set the alarm to ring at 6:30 the day before because I was really short on sleep. Wednesday was rough getting up. Thursday, even though I was still short on sleep, I popped up like I was toast. Hello. Because I guess I knew I was on hospital duty or something. Today, I just rolled over for 10 minutes, and then when I rolled back up, it was 6:27, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I set the alarm till 6:30. So for some reason, what I thought was 5 minutes was really 42.
Oh, so you're groggy as a result?
I am a little groggy, as you might be able to tell with my voice and the level of oomph in my well, hello, kids. I am pretty. Where's the sign? I'm pretty low level.
You gotta reframe. You gotta reframe a bit there. The logo's right over your head.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm a little lower energy. I'm good mood. Good mood.
Oh yeah.
But less pep in my step. And well, let's put it this way. In like the hour, half hour before I come on, I have a bowl of cereal and put the headphones on and try to listen to as much of the overnight news as possible so I can make the show as up to date as possible. And I'm maybe it's just the weight of it all, but it's a lot, man.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I'm on the edge of a migraine right now. I can totally feel it. So I might have to switch to sunglasses shortly. I'll have to Ray this. I'll have to do a Ray Routh because Ray's always wearing his shades, right?
yes.
Because I've got, lots of lights on me, and it's starting to have a rather deleterious effect on my brain. So we'll see. We'll see how I do. We'll see what we can do.
So yeah, it just I don't know if the kids are feeling the same way, but this interference story is sucking up all the air in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday there was an Ontario budget.
Nobody talked about it at all. We're only the largest, most populous, money-generating province in the country, and
it was just the biggest ever budget in provincial history of any province, $204 billion. But
barely a mention.
I first heard about it this morning. I didn't even hear it was coming yesterday that it was going to be deposed.
Yeah, no, I did read about it yesterday. But it was like, okay, nothing in the news.
And it was like the fifth story.
Yeah.
It's like, when is a provincial budget the fifth story of the day?
I don't know.
We got a federal budget coming along. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah. They're more concerned about a thing that we don't know what exactly happened when you consider that it's been going on since 1984.
Right. I can't remember the name of that person who said that. The guy
Ward
with the
Elcock.
accent. No, but the other guy.
Oh, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember. I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head.
We aired it on Monday's show. Was it Monday's show? I can't. We aired it this week sometime. I can't remember. Anyway, you just go through the archives. I have a cute one for you.
Okay.
Rhiannon just sent this to me. Saucy Sea Witch just sent this with me. Please explain to me. And look at, I love how our QR code covers that little shit's face because I don't want to look at it. President Joe Biden, this is from Nazi Caillou. President Joe Biden is set to have a private meeting with Canada's next prime minister while in Ottawa. Pierre Poilievre must demand a reapproval of Keystone XL. Okay, that's hilarious. Next prime minister, that's hilarious to begin with. And he must demand, read that again, he must demand a reapproval of Keystone XL. Okay, so Pierre Poilievre is not in a position to demand anything from Joe Biden because he's not the prime minister. So he cannot negotiate anything, number one. Number two, Keystone XL was canceled by Joe Biden.
On his first day.
Well, yeah. Like this was the first thing, and it was part of his campaign platform. So
and
if
it was
you
canceled
really
under Obama as well.
Well, there you go. Obama started it. Joe canceled it completely. And if you think that's about to change, and if you think saying that it's going to change because Skippy the Wonder Pigeon feels he has the power to do that, he doesn't know jack shit.
Well, skinny Trump can ask.
Yeah, I can ask for a Lamborghini too, but I ain't going to get it.
Right. That's about his request will get the same consideration. The leader of His Majesty's allegedly loyal opposition's request to President of the United States Joe Biden's to reopen or relaunch Keystone will be met with the exact same level of care and attention as would be you and me going to him and asking for $1 million.
Sorry, I just saw something here, and I got
Go ahead.
Just give me a sec till I clip it. Oh my goodness, this is really funny.
So yeah, I don't know from what reality Kean is writing again.
Everything is imagination with that little shit. It's all imagination.
The polka dot door. Everyone, it's time to play. Come and stay for imagination gay with songs and stories and.
So today's lesson is know your screws, or in this case, these are bolts. These are actually bolts. There's the different types that we use, fasteners. Different types of fasteners. There's flare. There's flat. There's pan. There's the Phillips head, the hex head, the flat head, and then of course this one.
The dickhead. He'll screw you.
know your bolts. Know your bolts. But those are bolts, not screws. But nevertheless, it applies for bolts or screws. Phillips, hex, flat, and dick. Know your screws. Know who you're getting screwed by.
I can imagine that you're just doing this like home little construction projects. Like, pass me the dickhead, please. No, not the Phillips, the dickhead. How many times do I have to explain to you the difference between both? So, Mr. Grizzly, the President of the United States has arrived. We have some official photos over here. Now, right there at that's of course not 24 Sussex, but
Rideau Cottage.
College. Yeah. So
Wow, the kids are getting big.
Yeah, really, eh?
Holy crap. Well, I mean, he's been there 7 years plus, so it's to be expected. But wow, the son's going to be, how old is his son?
I do not know, but is he taller than
Trudeau? He might be because, well, look, he's in socks and Justin's got shoes on. So if he's not taller, he's the same height.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Kids, what is it with prime ministers and tall kids?
Minute.
I mean,
and that's
Stephen Harper had Ben's son. His son Ben was huge too.
Well, I just realized, to Justin's right, that's his daughter.
Yes,
because Sophie's in the red dress.
Yes, Sophie's in the very elegant dress. Yes.
Holy shit!
The daughter really looks like her mother.
Yeah. Oh, does she ever?
Wow.
But what I find amazing is how tall they are. Again, in the last 3 years, we've not really seen them.
Yes.
Right. Yep. And 3 years as a teenager, that's, you're going to grow a lot.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's just kind of a holy crap.
And Joe Biden's being Joe, eh?
Yeah,
Hands on the
yeah,
shoulder.
exactly. He's that caring, affectionate grandfather.
Yep. Like that, man. So
Yeah,
then just some more, just more
what happened
photos.
there?
Sorry, one more here. Of course, it's not cooperating.
Doesn't want to
There
do
you
it. There you go.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. Of them in deep to thought and deep conversation. And of course, I mean, this is Joe Biden's first official visit to
Mhm.
Canada as President Joe Biden, but not his
Correct.
first official visit to Canada because he came as vice president, and I'm sure he came several times as a senator before that. I mean, the man has like what, a 37-year career or something.
Something
So,
like that. Oh, no,
yes,
it's longer than that. He's been
if not, yeah,
involved
if
in
not more, 40 something, maybe even.
no,
Who
no,
knows?
more than that. He's been involved in politics since the 70s.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're pushing like 50 years with him.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why the man gets things done, because he knows how the system works. So, experience sometimes matters, sometimes counts. Of course, you have some people just deciding that they are going to lose their minds
Of
because of
course.
this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We had some people trying to say that we should be embarrassed or something that we received the president of the United States at the cottage rather than the main home. Well,
Main home is a
I mean,
shithole.
well, yes, and if every time we talked about renovating or fixing the main hole, people didn't
They
lose all
freak
their
out.
minds and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're trying to fix the prime minister's personal pad to make it
Justin
comfortable."
Trudeau's spending all our money at. It's the
Right,
NCC property. He has
right,
no say in the budgetary operations of it. None.
right,
No prime minister ever has, because it's under control of the National Capital Commission and has been for like a century or something like that.
right. But you know, had we not been losing our minds every single time we talk about doing something to fix the place up, then, well, who knows? Maybe we wouldn't be having to receive the president of the United States at the cottage instead of the main house now, because
Okay,
we
I
would have
made a,
fixed it up at some point over the last 35 years.
made a mistake. The NCC was founded in 1959, so not a century, but
Hmm.
65 years.
Yep. So we have some developments with regard to the Chinese situation. And the first one is this, Mr. Grizzly, which makes me quite very happy.
Good to go.
Yep. Oh, sorry. There.
Wrong feed.
Why is this not? Come on, man. Work with me here. It's
Yeah.
going to be one of these days, kids. I'm not sharp today. Okay.
That's our live feed.
That shouldn't be. Yes, but above it.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm.
You got to blow it up. Yeah. Blow it up so we can see it better. There we go. That works. Here we go. On Thursday.
Reports. Go ahead, Mr. Grizzly. Read it.
On Thursday, Han Dong told the Globe and Mail that he intends to launch a defamation lawsuit against Global News. And of course, you were like, good. What has been done to this man is horrible. And I completely agree. And a lot of people were questioning, if he's innocent, why hasn't he launched a lawsuit? I'm like, I'm sure he's got a lot on his plate right now. Sure enough, lawsuit pursuant.
Yep. Tell you. So there's an article in the Globe and Mail that says the Trudeau government decided CSIS transcript Trudeau government decided CSIS transcript of MP Han Dong provided no actionable evidence. The Trudeau government determined there was no actionable evidence after it received a CSIS transcript of an early 2021 conversation between Liberal MP Han Dong and China's top diplomat in Toronto, according to a senior government source. So it seems that there was indeed a conversation between the consul of the People's Republic of China in Toronto and Han Dong. People are looking at just the conversation as being a no-no.
Mhm.
That, I don't know whether or not that's a standard or not.
No idea.
No
We
idea.
have no idea what was said. It's all
Yeah.
speculation.
And we'd have no idea whether or not it's weird for
Yeah.
MPs to be speaking to consul. I mean,
I
I
don't
can
know.
see a case being made where, they're here to negotiate with the federal government, so it should only be the federal government. I don't know how weird that is. I don't know enough to know.
Correct.
So I will plead ignorance over here. On Thursday, he told the Globe and Mail that he intends to launch a defamation suit against Global News, which, citing two unnamed national security sources, reported the assertions related to Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue and I am burping at the moment, and I'm trying not to, kids. I'm sorry. Mr. Dong said he would never advocate that the two Canadians should be kept in jail to benefit the Liberals. Now, here's the thing. One, I do not understand how keeping them in jail longer would help the Liberals or hurt Conservatives, because that's the allegation, is that he asked, basically told the consul that it would be better if the two Michael Kovrig and Spavor, were detained longer.
Right.
Because releasing them sooner would help Conservatives. Not sure how that would actually happen.
I don't understand how that could even be. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So
like, how?
So that's the first thing. It seems that releasing them later hurts the Liberals, because the whole move to detain them in the first place was to hurt the Liberals. I mean, it was just, there was that, and then, some, repeated little trade things here and there, like what they did on canola and stuff. And the goal was eventually to, tighten the noose enough that we would scream uncle and give in.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't. And the Prime Minister took tons of political hits, including from opposition parties and even former Liberals like John Manley and whatnot, that were saying that the government should have rolled over or shouldn't have enforced its law when they noticed it was Meng Wanzhou, and just let her go to the United States and let them deal with it, or.
Mm-hmm.
So the Conservatives were preaching that we should have never arrested her and detained her in the first place, or should have just let her go. So why would releasing her early?
Well, and it was the whole reason she was arrested was it was at the behest and request of the United States, and there's an agreement in place for that.
Right.
So
that's what I mean. It was just it doesn't make sense on the surface. No. Maybe there's something going on under that we don't know. If maybe this is a 4D chess thing, but I do not see on the surface how a Liberal MP telling the People's Republic of China to detain two Canadian citizens, the original intention of whom has made it so that the current government has taken a lot of gut punches.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. And one thing I want to also notice here is that it says here, lawsuit against Global News, which citing two unnamed national security sources. Now, we've been talking and we've been speculating for weeks now as if these two unnamed national security sources were necessarily people from CSIS that are leaking documents. Well, the national security apparatus in Canada is way larger than just CSIS.
Mm-hmm.
Just CSIS. So this could be coming from anywhere. And one could argue, if one is doing some spin and some clever word choice, that the two Conservative MPs that are sitting on the NSICOP are members of our national security apparatus. So that would be a way to frame that. That would be choice of wording that makes it look like the pool of potential suspects for the leak is larger than it actually is.
Mm.
If one wanted to use clever wording to protect sources as a journalist.
Well,
there's two things you can do, right? You can dilute something in a bigger pool.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want somebody to find something, or you can just not mention it at all. Try to avoid it.
Well, right. And here's just a sec here. I got this. I'm going to pull this up. This is journalists not doing journalism. Andrew Coyne complaining last night. A lot of people on here smearing reporters' professionalism based on no evidence whatever, but rather their assumptions, re how reporters work and what goes into the reports. Ironic that.
Yes, let's talk about that irony, Mr.
First,
Coin Drop.
the first reply. Our evidence is your lack of evidence. Our understanding is that you need verified sources. There is no irony here other than your snide attempts to accuse us of what we are accusing you of. Typical gaslighting. Seems you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Quit whining.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Words right out of my mouth. Right?
That's abuser talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's totally what it is.
That's abuser talk. That's one spouse that comes out. That's one spouse that just spent the last 2 hours in a tryst, dipping his paintbrush in another man's can, coming home, walking through the door with angry face and accusing his spouse of cheating.
Yes.
To put them
It's completely what it is. It's exactly what it is. That is the verbatim dictionary description. Or maybe thesaurus. Would you go to a thesaurus for that one or a dictionary? I don't know. Either way, it's textbook definition.
Yep. That's exactly that's downright abuser talk.
Oh, yes. Accuse the other side of that which you are guilty, correct?
Yep. Especially when you're shamelessly doing it and you know that it's hurting people.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing it anyway because you're getting your jollies.
We all watched how Han Dong crumbled in the House of Commons.
Yes, and we've all been watching all week how Andrew Coyne's been tweeting like every single development makes his nipples ever harder and provokes a bigger wet spot down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Prime Minister, who everybody is saying is conflicted because David Johnston once worked at the Trudeau Foundation, was a friend of his father's. But nobody is still yet talking about communications director of the Conservative Party of Canada, Sarah Fisher's conflict, having been a candidate that lost Mr. Han Dong and is a communications expert, and the fact that there was a similar tactic applied to Han Dong during the election to try and discredit him.
Yes.
Okay. So this thing with him being close to China or whatnot has been circulating for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then you've got Andrew Coyne, who's related to a board member of the Trudeau Foundation.
He conveniently left that statement out.
Again, as we keep on saying, not only, but happens to be the daughter of the former Prime Minister, for whom this guy appears to set his alarm clock at 3 o'clock in the morning to wake up just to make extra time to hate on him, even though he's freaking compost by now.
She's the daughter of the man that the foundation is named after.
Just, oh, man. So we've got, that's why we had one of our shows, right, Mr. Grizzly? Conflicts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got conflicts.
Oh, yeah.
Because this thing, Mr. Grizzly, thanks to our friend DaCosta, as we mentioned, is a veritable soap opera. CPC TV presents Complication Street, a telenovela. I do not. You know what? I used to always say about Andrew Coyne, when he's on, he's fire. Right? Because a couple of times we commented on him, said, ooh, look at Andrew taking a swipe in the right direction for a change. But when he's off by 15 nautical miles.
Oh, yeah.
He is way off. And he is way off here. His behavior is abhorrent.
Well, yeah.
It's completely abhorrent. This is not journalism. He is put on the pom-poms and he is shaking his tatas.
Well, and here's another there's more follow-ups to that tweet thread from Andrew Coyne. So I read you the one in the middle. It's a lot of people on here. Yeah, but the one I just read. His follow-up is reporters/editors involved are pretty experienced to understand the stakes for them as much as the people they write about. If they get it wrong, they'll pay the price, reputationally, financially, which gives them a pretty strong incentive to get it right. And our friend Maggie May questions him with, what price did Fife pay for Maher Arar? Anything? Yeah, good question, because Fife is still working as a journalist after he completely destroyed a man's life on, what was it again? Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
We paid. He got a settlement, as he should.
Yep.
Because he was sent to Syria and tortured.
Yep. You read my mind, Mr. Grizzly. You read my mind.
His constitutional rights were denied as a Canadian citizen.
Yep.
And Fife didn't just torque the story. It was a work of fiction.
It was a work of fiction.
And we destroyed a man's life.
And as we mentioned yesterday, I mean, it's not like Fife doesn't have a list of greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
Air India, SNC, Arar.
Yeah.
Wasn't very present on the convoy. Put it up, Mr. Grizzly. Right there. I had the same. What price did Robert Fife pay for a man eventually being tortured? Arar paid a price. He was tortured.
Yeah.
Voters and taxpayers paid a price when the settlement was agreed to. But Fife, he just kept on trucking. He just moved on to his next target.
It's like we're in each other's heads some days, right?
Yep. I'm just.
That kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Right. Right.
Oh.
I know, man. I know. I'm right. I am right with you, man. This is what they are doing to this man.
Yeah. And
what they're doing to us.
Yeah, us too. Because it's. I don't know if you watched Dean's show yesterday. I caught it on the replay. I wasn't able to watch it live, but. And I think he expressed a sentiment that a lot of people are feeling right now is that can we trust? Can we trust our elected officials? Can we trust our system to keep us safe? I'm like, this is putting doubt into a lot of people's minds. Myself, I'm not worried at all. And I say this because, again, I know things that a lot of people don't. So look, I'm saying chill. There was no election interference. They tried to influence, and as Ward Elcock said, they've been trying to do it since Brian Mulroney. So this isn't new. Trying to do something and doing it are two different things. Wanting to do something and actually following through on it, or making an attempt to do it, is a different thing altogether too. Like, I want to smack Pierre Poilievre in the face. I won't plan on it. I won't try to do it. I won't do it, but I want to.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you. So we've had a lot of different little things going on. There's this that came up. The pylon is I would put it's picking up speed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it this way. So here we got David Frum.
Yeah, right? I saw that yesterday.
This is the story rocking the Justin Trudeau government. Not only did it knowingly harbor a security risk in its caucus, that is not established.
Exactly.
That is not a fact. And harboring is a very interesting choice of words here, and he forgot the U. But somehow
and he should know better.
Somehow that person got the idea to do hostage diplomacy with the Chinese state with a view to scoring some kind of partisan advantage. We already talked about that. We don't see what the obvious is. And then we have our friend David Moscrub stares in Saddam Hussein's WMDs.
Yeah.
David Frum should sit this one the fuck out.
I admire and respect David Frum's writing, but he's way off base with this one. He's being speculative once again, and it's wrong.
This is not speculative. This is stating.
Well, yes, you're right. You're right.
As a fact that has been confirmed.
Mm-hmm. And it has not been confirmed.
It has not been confirmed. So, is it possible that the issue is just that conservative-leaning voters and politicians are just more inclined to first assume the very worst of others rather than progressive?
It would seem.
Than progressive-leaning voters are? Right. Then we get this. Kinsella. Can former Liberal MP Hang Dong be charged with treason? Like, come the fuck on. We don't even know whether the intelligence relative to this allegation fits on where it fits on the we made this up just to fuck with you. And this is most absolutely definitely true. We've proven it and have receipts, so take this as confirmation spectrum.
Yeah.
Who's talking about we're talking about treason.
They've
It
already
is way too fucking early.
they've already brought out the rope. Right? They're just looking for the tree right now. Nothing's been established. But they don't care. They're going to destroy this man's life to gain a few points. And they've already done it. They're just going to follow through all the way now, I guess. Huh?
It's Arar all over again, except the person's got a slightly olive skin tone rather than brown. There. Then it's just, and then here's the thing. When I saw David Frum's thing, this is what came to mind for me. Allegedly. Everyone keeps on forgetting the word allegedly.
Uh-huh. I like it.
Allegedly is that magic word that stops you from getting sued.
I'm just looking at the right-hand side of your Twitter feed for True North. You might like Jen Gerson, Sarah Fisher, Jean Yoon. Okay, we'll say yes to Jean, but Sarah Fisher?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
No. I might not like. I might be interested in because I need to follow their daily wackadoodle.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jen Gerson emerged from the swamp yesterday to finally make some comments. We haven't heard from her in the last few weeks.
Yeah, no kidding. She's been rather quiet lately. What's going on with that?
And nothing intelligent to say.
Of course. I'm not surprised. She's trying to be Robin Urbach, and she's not Robin Urbach.
No, she's not. Oh, no, definitely not. Robin Urbach was another one like Andrew Coyne. When she was on, she was fire, but when she was off, man.
She's a good writer, though.
God. Good writer.
Well, she's the one who broke the Rob Ford stories.
Yep. Exactly. But it was Katie Smith that became who got the notoriety for how well she had covered that job when she was a City Hall beat reporter and got promotions that she deserved as a result of doing that good work. So it seems that the House of Commons passed a non-binding motion yesterday to call on the government to have a public inquiry into the election interference. I'm guessing that the Conservatives took enough blowback on the first one, not voting for it. I'm guessing that this one was probably a cleaner motion that didn't concern any poison pills, because on the first day of motions, the Conservative poison pill was in there. And then the NDP had a poison pill in their own that the Conservatives would never accept, and the Conservatives had one that the NDP never accepts, so both motions failed. So now it finally passed. And the interesting thing that happened here is that the Liberals are the only ones that voted against it, and why it is that the Liberals seem to be so steadfast against a public inquiry, I still can't seem to figure out. But Han Dong voted in favor of a public inquiry. Now, this could be, politically, how could he not? After crying in the House and vowing to clear his name, of course he's going to vote for a public inquiry. Now, on the Liberal side, they knew they had the vote won. So they probably could afford to lose one. No big deal for them. So, again, and you could say, well, gee, Han Dong, you could look at this as, and I'm not saying this to cast aspersions, but to be fair on both sides, you could look at this and say, well, if Han Dong voted for an inquiry into stuff that, he's being implicated, then clearly he must be innocent, because why would he vote for it? But then again, if you're going to vote for a motion that you know is going to fail because the other side has the numbers and therefore you risk nothing. But it also works the other way. So people that would be rushing to interpret his move to vote for it while the Liberals didn't vote for it as being something bad, or his move to vote for it as being, well, a sheer clear sign that he's exonerated or that he's not guilty. You can't read that either way.
No.
Into it, because the situation is such that there are many levels of strategy on that one. But the motion was passed. It says, pursuant to Standing Order 108 3A6 and the motion adopted by the committee on Thursday, the committee has considered the matter of foreign election interference. Your committee calls on the government of Canada to launch a national public inquiry into allegations of foreign interference in Canada's democratic system, including but not limited to allegations of interference in general elections by foreign governments, that this inquiry be granted all the necessary powers to call witnesses from the government and from all parties, that this inquiry investigates abuse of diaspora groups by hostile foreign governments, that this inquiry have the power to order and review all documents it deems necessary for this work, including documents which are related to national security, that the individual heading of this inquiry be selected by unanimous agreement by the House leaders of the officially recognized parties in the House of Commons, and that this inquiry does not impede or stop this committee's study on foreign election interference, including the production of documents and the calling of witnesses. A pretty standard actual motion with no poison pills in them, and that is why it passed. Of course, I doubt very much that national security is going to be okay with giving those documents to that particular committee, given that we've seen what it has done. It has basically shown that it would be irresponsible with such data. So, now we have this thing going on where people are now going all over and the media and basically saying, as if it was a truism, that the only way we can get any clarity now is by having a public inquiry. I have a problem with that because, how do you put it? Everything that people have been doing has been trying to make this thing happen, right? Everybody's been trying. Well, let's put it this way. Here, let's take this thing from Jen Gerson. She's got this series of tweets here. If you put them up, Mr. Grizzly, it says, if you happen to believe that Han Dong is the innocent victim of an intelligence service gone wild, the most expedient way to prove his innocence would be to hold a public inquiry. An inquiry whose scope, might I add, could be expanded to include the actual intelligence those services were collecting and against whom. If CSIS really has become some deep state political actor working against the Prime Minister's interest, a public inquiry could suss that out. We could find out a lot more about their sources, intelligence, who was briefed, etc., etc. That's not guaranteed.
Nope.
That we'd be able to find all that stuff out. But it's the first one. If you happen to believe that Han Dong is the innocent victim of an intelligence service gone wild, the most expedient way to prove his innocence would be to hold a public inquiry. Oh, how convenient. Also, if you want to provoke a public inquiry, just leak possibly untrue but very damaging intelligence about an elected official and rely on the laziness of media and opportunism of the opposition to get you what you want. You know nobody's going to check out on those allegations.
I'm still baffled at the whole...
this is really a how-to, how to make a public inquiry happen.
But I'm still baffled at the whole, it'll help the Conservative Party if we keep them in there longer. It's the math doesn't math on that one.
It really doesn't.
Right? It's like, huh? How?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
There's no mathing in there. There's none.
Yep. Then we got Sarah Fisher.
Yeah.
The Trudeau Liberals keep telling us we should have no doubt in how they are protecting our democratic institutions. How about they agree to a public inquiry and let Canadians decide how much doubt they want to have in government's desire to safeguard our institutions? This one wants you to believe that we should have tons of doubt in our government's desire to safeguard our institutions when that same government decided the citizens they protect were worth taking on debt and major political incoming to keep a nation whole and alive. We're supposed to believe that the government that took on billions in debt to keep us whole and alive during a deadly pandemic is a government that does not care enough to safeguard its institutions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
They also want us to believe that the Trudeau Liberals are the only ones who are protecting our democratic institutions when our national security and intelligence apparatus involves thousands of people.
Yeah.
All of them playing a role.
It's only the prime minister
So-
that does it, apparently, according to them.
So all of them saw this happening and then just decided to like roll over.
Well,
Apparently, sometimes I don't watch I don't watch the news.
I just these people are exhausting.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And we have Bruce Anderson of Abacus Data basically saying, to completely accept global story, one now has to, 1, believe that Mr. Dong did something unthinkably bad, and 2, believe that when the PM was told of it, he decided to ignore it. It's possible, but isn't that a lot to trust based on unnamed sources and no transcript?
Mm-hmm. It's
And we have a ton of people running with this as if it was confirmation, as if intelligence is confirmation.
people in the intel community will tell you it's not. It's intel.
Yes, and they get like 4 minutes of airtime
Mm-hmm.
in a week. So there's one interview with Elcock.
Yeah.
Like this, and 70 tweets per day,
Mm-hmm.
and thousands of column inches, basically drowning that, diluting that civics piece.
Of course.
All these journalists and opinion columnists could be doing the civics piece.
They could.
Could be telling us why things are likely, why things are unlikely, how things work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But no. Nope. They would rather we be in the dark.
Well, I mean, an ignorant populace that is fed a diet of what you insist they consume will only swing the way you want them to, according to, their thought processes. At least that's my take. You tell me if I'm wrong on that one. I could be way out to lunch for all I know. I mean, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but come on, man.
I don't get it. And then we have this one from Andrew Coyne.
Mm-hmm.
Got this guy, Archer Wilczynski says, I don't care what's written in an intel report. This is wrong. There is an accusation that a person has to disprove. Where's the due process? Where's the presumption of innocence? This is not fairness. Even if true, this is an appalling miscarriage of justice.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Coyne. Even if true? Yes, even if true, because
Yes.
it's the if here that's the problem. We've destroyed a man's life by going to print with allegations intelligence has gathered made by who knows,
Mm-hmm.
for who knows what motives, without first doing any work to verify whether said allegations were true. And rather than doing the hard work of providing the civics piece, most of us have been irresponsibly, some of us gleefully, discussing, speculating on, even gossiping about these allegations as if they were confirmation, which is a way easier path to a paycheck.
Well, it's
lazy.
It's beyond that.
We could do the work of finding out whether this is true or this is possible. Or we can just say, well, some source said. And let's just go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that involves a whole lot less work. A lot of people refusing to commit journalism here.
Why is that?
And again, I keep on asking, isn't curiosity a basic requirement for the job of journalist? Why are all these people suddenly uncurious? Why are these people suddenly afraid to ask why, how, when,
And
where,
do their job?
why, W5?
Yeah. What, have they completely thrown that out the window? I guess it doesn't suit the narrative they're trying to sell us. I believe we call that gaslighting.
These people, man.
Yeah, it's exasperating. I'm
It's
exasperated.
completely exasperating.
I'm gassed. They flabbered my gassed. Gasted
Yes.
my flabber.
And-
Either way, something is amiss. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Man. And then we have other just basically stupidity going on. There was this thing, and we're sort of moving away from Handong here. But there was a conference yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Where?
And
What was it about?
Pardon?
What conference? What was it about? I'm not aware of this conference. I'm usually on the conference no, because that's what I run. I run them all day long. That's my job. I should know about this conference. Why was I not invited? Where's my calendar invite? What is going on here?
All right. Well, there was a conference called the Canada Strong and Free Networking Conference, which is organized by the Manning Center.
Oh, that's why, because I'm on their shit list.
Yes.
That's why they wouldn't invite me. Because I would grab the mic in the middle of the conference and go, "You fucking liar!" You know I would. I'm the guy in charge of the AV. I would be on that mic in a split second calling out the bullshit.
Yep. So at this conference, American conservative strategist apologized for making what he called a dumb joke about having an opportunity to kill the prime minister.
Yeah.
Steve Sutton.
Did you notice that within that context? So that was leaked, and a few MPs said, "What the hell's going on here?" And then people started dumping on the MPs, saying they're just shit posting. What's the rest of the context? The man said he could have killed the prime minister. He had 20 opportunities to do it. I think that's all the context I need to say something wrong there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Steve Sutton, an executive of the Leadership Institute, a U.S. conservative strategy firm, was delivering a presentation in Ottawa on Wednesday at the Canada Strong and Free Networking Conference, formerly known as the Manning Networking Conference. I am having trouble speaking today.
That's okay.
Sutton's presentation focused on campaign messaging. He was speaking about what he heard during I am so sorry, kids. What he heard during a Tuesday visit to the House of Commons when he made the remark about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Trudeau crossed us. He was within 2 feet of us, he said. I had my chance. That was it. I went to the U.S. Naval Academy, so I could have killed him 20 different ways. Immediately after he made the remark, it appeared that someone in the crowd suggested his comment may be taken the wrong way. I don't care if I get cancelled in Canada, he replied. I don't care if I get cancelled anywhere. Following his presentation, Sutton told CBC that the remark was a dumb joke and apologized. Oh, I guess he does care.
Little flip flop there. Little flip flop. Shall I send him?
Shall
I send him one of these?
I got whiplash from that term.
Damn.
Holy crap. And then of course the famous "I apologize if anyone was offended." Obviously it was a meaningless thing. Well, if it was meaningless, why the fuck did you say it?
If anyone was offended, I apologize.
So it was not meaningless. It's not obvious that was meaningless because you took time to say it, and you took time to say it on a stage with a microphone in front of an audience.
Yeah.
You thought this was a good look.
Now you're realizing
you thought it was a good look.
The blowback. You're getting canceled, and now you don't want to be canceled.
But you don't care if you get canceled in Canada. You don't care if you got canceled anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Apparently he does.
Apparently sometimes I don't watch the news.
This was about as much as a joke as "I'm sorry if anyone was offended" is an apology.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a joke. This is not an apology. And conservatives seem to invite these types of friends over a lot.
Well, the whole statement of "I'm sorry if anyone was offended" is not an apology. Not even close. An apology would be, I realize my words were harmful and offensive and hurtful to someone, and I did not intend to do that. For that, I sincerely apologize, and I hope that you accept my apology. That's how you apologize.
And this is what I will do to make it better.
Yes.
And this is the behavioral change I will commit to making to ensure that this offensive behavior does not recur. That is a full apology.
Correct.
statement that I'm sorry, acknowledgement of the harm that you've done, acknowledgement of the impact on others, an offer to atone, and a commitment to not repeat the behavior.
Mhm.
If it does not have those 5 elements,
It's not an
it is
apology.
not an apology.
No. It's PR.
It's not. Bingo. Bingo. So, yeah, nice company you keep. I
Mhm.
am a little frustrated today, kids. I have the patience of a saint.
You give a darn is busted?
It's not to give it. It's more like the other way. I give a darn too much,
Mm.
and I don't have. We're doing this kind of show, so I have to make time for this,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But I ain't got no fucking time for this.
Yeah.
None of us do.
No agreement.
None of us do. 2.4 kids, a mortgage, a dog, maybe parents living at home as well. We ain't got no time. All of us working overtime, many of us doing 2-hour commute. We ain't got no time for shit like this. We ain't got no time to be lied to and played.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Just do the fucking job the way it's meant to be done
It's not rocket surgery.
and be clean. All right. It seems that I'm being spicy. So this spicy beaver movement, yeah, I feel like I'm having a movement. This spicy beaver moment is brought to you by the Pepper Master. Hot, beautiful sauces to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Try their let's see, which sauces are we going to try today? Their manic mango and white bullets. Ooh, white bullets. Pew pew pew. Go your taste
I
buds.
don't know what white bullets are, but it sounds interesting.
I don't understand why Douglas doesn't take off his shirt when angry. Oh, you did it now!
Wasn't the
That's the janitor on The Simpsons, right? Who
Yeah,
always takes
yeah,
off his shirt
yeah.
when he gets angry.
Willie?
My porn name is White Bullet. James, you naughty boy.
Oh.
White bullet. Boom, 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 boom. Always gotta hate me for that one. Vanilla white bullet.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh God, I needed that laugh because man, I'm just I am mad, man. You should see my holster. Okay, I think we're getting a little early start on Casual Fridays here.
Maybe a little.
Woohoo! Ooh, that's quite casual. I think I need a postcoital cookie.
Ooh, cookies. No, I don't have. Oh, wait, I have biscuits. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get a biscuit and a cup of coffee because I need one of each. I've got some Scottish shortbread cookies my mom gave me and some Biscoff. Biscoff? No. Ludo? I got biscuits. I'll be right back.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Whoa. Your mom still gives you cookies?
Well, I went over there on Sunday and I told her, I said, you know those biscuits you gave me? She goes, yeah, you want some more? I go, yeah, I'll take them.
Oh, I love your mom.
She's like, she gave me a whole bag of chocolate dipped granola bars, the chewy ones, and some oatmeal cookies. So,
Oh, Mr. Grizzly, you're killing me.
Well,
You're killing me.
Softly.
We have a little visual. Oh, yes.
Did someone just say cookies? I like that. One of my favorites is
I know we're not supposed to joke as settlers about having spirit animals, but if I did,
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster would probably be it.
One of my favorite memes
Spirit
was,
Monster.
today will be great day, but if not great day, me will eat cookie.
And then it will be great day.
Exactly. I'll be right
back. Kids, cookies make everything better. Oh man. And James is still going at it. On special occasions, I bring out my extended magazine. Just make sure you bring an extra clip, darling. Some of us are built for endurance. Oh man, we are terrible. We are terrible, terrible, terrible people. Oh man. Okay, let's see, what else have we got? Silence or not included. That's good because I'm a bit of a screamer there. Okay, we've we've officially gone into TMI. Oh man. Okay, so so talking still more about that. Yeah. I'm seeing the comments from the kids. Yeah, we've all yes, we've all we've all descended right off the rails today. Indeed, Kid Saucy, right off the rails. Okay, trying to why do we even bother with the rails? Okay, you know what? How about I just how about I just do this? Okay. I'm going to take these kids to the bus before I start blushing. I'm going to just let you guys keep commenting, kids, and I'm just going to read them. It's better, way better than the show.
These are the biscuits in question.
Oh,
they're so good.
Oh.
And then I've got these Scottish shortbread. Patterson's Scottish shortbread fingers. They're really tasty.
Ooh. So, as we were mentioning about trying to make an inquiry happen, we also have Jagmeet Singh quoted as saying, "The only way to clear the air to assure we are having public airing of this and to restore confidence in the public is a public inquiry." No, it isn't. It is not the only way. There are many other ways. But everybody has some type of vested interest in some type of inquiry because they believe that that will be the most damaging and embarrassing to the federal government. And so, again, all of this has been being presented from the get-go as if this is fact. It did happen. It has been confirmed, and we need a public inquiry to get to the bottom of this confirmed thing that has happened. And that's not what's going on. Reality does not dictate that a public inquiry is required. Reality does not dictate that it is the only way. Reality does not dictate that the Prime Minister knew about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And here's the thing, right? People keep on saying that the Prime Minister hasn't given answers. The Prime Minister has given answers. He has said that he has been briefed. He hasn't said to what extent. He has excluded certain things out of hand, saying that he has not been briefed on. He has not specifically said on what he has been briefed.
Right.
These are the answers he's been giving, and he's been giving them rather consistently. Every now and then with a little more or a little less detail, but the overall narrative is still the same, and it seems to coincide very neatly with what our intelligence, or at least former intelligence officials say when they're speaking on the record. So we've got a version that seems to be somewhat consistent, that seems to be supported by former members, and then we have all the other stuff that other people are insisting must have happened, should happen, definitely happened, all based on the word of sources who have still not revealed themselves. Right?
That's peculiar. That's peculiar.
And no journalist yet has asked about their motivations. Now, the closest we have had to that is an article that was published in the Globe and Mail titled "Why I Blew the Whistle on Chinese Interference in Canada's Elections." Right? And this person does face prosecution from revealing classified documents.
As well they should.
So,
look,
this person,
you got to remember something. Sorry, I don't mean to take this over, but give me a few seconds here. You got to remember something very important. You are going to encounter things that run against your system of beliefs in that job.
Yes.
It's going to happen daily. You're going to see things that you're going to hate and despise, and you're going to want to speak out about them. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. You are sworn to secrecy. You're not just top secret in that position, you're cosmic. Cosmic is the highest level of secrecy clearance in this country. And when you have cosmic clearance, if you speak about something like that, you're going to prison. And you should. State secrets are state secrets, and they're meant to be secret. You cannot violate that code. And again, whistleblowing is one thing, but the gathering of the intel, were there an absolute necessary need for concern, as in we believe this individual is compromised, that would have went directly to the RCMP, and it would have been pursued from there on out. CSIS is the intel gathering arm. Well, one of them. CSE is the big one, but CSIS does different things. But if they're gathering that intel, they would report it to the proper authorities, being the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who would do the investigation. Our National Police Force would look well into this. Now the investigation, if there was one even happening, we don't know, could be seriously hampered by this leak. You do not violate that trust. You can't. And again, it might run completely counter to your belief system, to the things you hold sacred. That's irrelevant. Soldiers on the battlefield have to do things that they don't want to do either. But you've taken an oath. You are sworn by that oath to follow it to the letter. And when you don't, you put people at risk, you put lives at risk, you put a nation at risk. So whomever this leaker is, as Mr. Ward Elcock said, they need to be prosecuted. We need to literally rattle the bush and find out what comes out of it, because this person cannot remain in that position.
Right.
They're a detriment. They are no longer a secure intel gathering individual. They are exposed, even though we don't know who they are. They're exposed in the sense that they have leaked state secrets. You can't do that. You can't do that. You are sworn to secrecy until you go to the grave. I have friends, former members of parliament. I have friends who are former members of intel gathering communities who will tell me certain things, but they're like, no. And I'm like, would you like to? I can't come on the show, Paul. I can't. I'm sworn to secrecy. And you can't repeat this conversation. Okay.
Yep.
You don't do it. You're not doing a service to the country. You're harming the country. It's just wrong on so many levels. And it disgusts me because they destroyed a man with rumors. We have no proof.
Nope. We have no proof. We have none whatsoever. So this national security official wrote in the Globe and Mail, and I'm going to read it because I'm not sure that everybody got a chance to see it, and it is behind a paywall. When I joined the public service many years ago, I swore an oath, not to party or to person, but to my country, to its democratic institutions, and to my fellow Canadians. When I first became aware of the significance of the threat posed by outside interference to our democratic institutions, I worked, as have many unnamed and tireless colleagues, to equip our leaders with the knowledge and the tools needed to take action against it. Months passed, and then years. The threat grew in urgency. Serious action remained unforthcoming. I endeavored, alone with others, to raise concerns about this threat directly to those in a position to hold our top officials to account. Regrettably, those individuals were unable to do so. In the time that passed, another federal election had come and gone. The threat of interference had grown, and it had become increasingly clear that no serious action was being considered. Worse still, evidence of senior public officials ignoring interference was beginning to mount. Despite these concerns, the decision to discuss this threat with Canadian journalists was not an easy one. In this line of work, the question of whether or not to blow the whistle rarely arrives unaccompanied by other. Let's try that again. In this line of work, the question of whether or not to blow the whistle rarely arrives unaccompanied by other ones. I asked myself, can I do this while mitigating the risk to our country's sources and methods? Will this mean the end of my career? Who will take care of my family if I go to prison? For me, the answer to these questions was found in weighing them against the public interest. I hold no personal complaint against our political leaders, against our National Security Committee, community or against the Liberal Party. Indeed, I have voted for the latter in past elections and hope to be able to do so again one day. Neither was my decision taken out of any special animus towards the government of the People's Republic of China, despite its driving involvement in these affairs. Instead, I hope that by providing the public with information I believe to be in the interest of all Canadians, we as a country would begin a much deeper conversation about what it is we expect of our government. I hope that we could launch a conversation about how to improve transparency, how to enhance accountability, how to protect all members of our society against external threats, and ultimately, about how we continue to pursue a system of governance that best serves all of its citizens. While I still believe the conversation to be necessary, it has unfortunately become marked by ugliness and division. Really. So let me be clear. As trouble as the revelations we have seen are, I do not believe that foreign interference dictated the present composition of our federal government. Nor do I believe that any of our elected leaders is a traitor to our country. Nonetheless, the growing impact of foreign interference on our ability to enjoy a free and fair political process is undeniable. Will these revelations give some Canadians cause to question the integrity of our democratic institutions and processes? Yes, they well might. But preserving the alternative, that Canadians remain unaware of the risks to those institutions, would be to deprive them of the ability to participate in our democratic processes with meaningful agency. Moreover, it would be to brush aside the experiences of many Canadian members of diaspora communities who have long been unable to express. Let me try that again. Moreover, it would be to brush aside the experiences of many Canadian members of diaspora communities who have long been I am having trouble. I'm sorry, kids, today.
It happens.
Who have long been unable to express their political voices freely and unfettered by the threat of foreign intervention or reprisal. Indeed, I urge you to listen to those courageous Canadians who are willing and able to share their experiences in this regard. With that said, we must all recognize that this is not a partisan issue, nor is this a China issue. Your fellow progressive Canadians, your fellow conservative Canadians, and your fellow Chinese Canadians are all just that, Canadians. In having this conversation, we must resist the reflex to reduce the challenge that faces us to one of us versus them. We must recognize that protecting our civic values should not need. This is really written weird.
Mhm.
We must recognize that protecting our civic values should not, need not, and cannot come at the cost of abandoning our commitment to diversity and multiculturalism. We must come together as a national community and ask ourselves how we can do better this time, the next time, and all the times that follow. On the question of what happens next for me, I have little to say but this. If and when the time comes, I will take my lumps for my part in this. I will do so without resentment or regret, knowing that while what I have done may be unlawful, I cannot say that it was wrong. I say this because I was raised to believe that integrity is the act of weighing your actions against your principles, not against what is convenient or expedient. And here my principles remain firmly tied to those words in my oath. I will serve my country, I will serve the democratic institutions on which it is founded, and I will most certainly serve my fellow Canadians. I am not the first in our public service to have grappled with such an unenviable ethical dilemma in recent years. Not so long ago, our former Justice Minister, Jody Wilson-Raybould, faced one that was even more acute given what she stood to lose. I worry, however, that we may be running short on individuals willing and able to risk the consequences of standing by their principles. So to my fellow Canadians, if you can, please work together to ensure that we are among the last public servants that will ever feel compelled to take that risk. That was that person's point of view.
Mhm.
I have questions and I have issues. Number one, when he's talking about his principles at the end, right? On the question of what happens next for me, I have little to say but this. If and when the time comes, I will take my lumps for my part in this. I will do so without resentment or regret, knowing that while what I have done may be unlawful, I cannot say that it was wrong. I say this because I was raised to believe that integrity is the act of weighing your actions against your principles, not against what is convenient or expedient. Then why are you hidden?
Put your face to it.
Because your anonymous status is convenient or expedient.
Oh.
And you trying to protect your identity is not you taking your lumps.
I want to address something here in the comments. I'm going to put this on the screen. This is from James. If this was a Harper government, I think most of us would be trying to would not be trying to disprove the story. We'd be trying to get more info and would be concerned about this story.
We should be concerned
We
about
are.
the story.
This is the
problem
thing.
is that we're not. But we shouldn't be concerned only about the allegations made in the story. how this story is coming out is as big as a story as the allegations contained in, and how this story is coming out is verifiable and is a fact that we know.
That's just it.
The allegations made in the story are things that we do not know.
We want the facts to come out. We want the truth at this story. It's the way they went about getting it and the way they went about revealing it is questionable. And as for Sam Cooper, I don't have an opinion on the man. I don't know anything about him. I only learned of him like a week ago. So I don't have an opinion.
Sam Cooper is publishing things that word on the tweet is that Robert Fife even wouldn't publish at the Globe and Mail on this one.
I don't know anything about the man, so I don't have an opinion. I can't make a comment about him.
The stories are going through both papers, but this most recent allegation, only Global has run with.
And what Linda's saying here is this is the crux of it for me. Again, yes. We're going to hold whoever is in power responsible if wrongdoings took place. I don't care what government it is. If you did wrong, we're gonna point and yell. Well, I will. You won't yell. You'll have a nicely worded, tersely worded argument that would put them in their place. But I'll yell. Yeah. But the issue is nothing is verified independently yet. Nothing.
Yes. But as James asks, can anyone name one story about government that's big a week after the story breaks where everything is verified independently? We're not asking for everything to be verified independently. No. We have nothing verified independently. Nothing.
That's
not one thing.
That's the
not
thing.
One like this. And while it is true that every single story starts with leaks and protected sources and all that kind of stuff, the goal of a journalist is to be curious and to take those leaks and to try to do some work to verify them and confirm them before going public, not just saying that somebody leaked this and I'm going to public with it and I don't care about what the consequences are.
Without getting way too deep in the weeds on conspiracy theory here, but as we all know, Rachel Gilmore went after the convoy, and all of a sudden, Rachel Gilmore is unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else pointed that out to me, and I said, "Well, conjecture for sure."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And in this note at the end, where this person starts to talk about not so long ago, our former Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould faced one that was even more acute. No, that's an outright lie.
Mm-hmm.
That's an outright lie, and that's to me that's a hint as to the identity of this person, right? Not a name, but if this person who says he's doing this for all these reasons is actually maintaining Jody Wilson-Raybould as a person that's in the same category as this person is, she had a piece of information that she said was damaging, but not damaging enough for her to do the one thing that is available to politicians. You resign, you go to the press, and you share your concern with the public. She kept it hidden so long as she had the job. Then she told she was being shuffled. She was offered another job, refused it. In a thing that was unheard of in Canadian history and cabinet history, she was offered yet another job, accepted it, then resigned, then blew the whistle. Right? So, right. And I see your thing, James. If you argue that the sleeker should be in prison, we have not argued that the sleeker should be in prison.
I think they should be prosecuted.
They should be prosecuted.
Julian Assange,
because what they've done is illegal. And here's another thing in this.
Julian Assange and Edward Snowden are two different kettles of fish. Edward Snowden worked for the government. Julian Assange was an independent reporter. Assange did what a reporter should do. Edward Snowden leaked secrets. Did he break the law? Yeah, he did. Which is why he fled, and now he lives in Russia. I believe Snowden should be prosecuted. I believe he should be. I mean, he revealed state secrets on how the government was spying on its own people. You know, I think the information that we got out of it was important, but a lot of us already knew about it. Many people did, but Snowden broke the law. He shattered his oath. So yeah, I felt he should be prosecuted, which is, again, why he fled.
Yes. Whether he's guilty or not, that's for the prosecution to decide, but should at least face the prosecution.
Yes.
And there should
I've always thought so.
Okay. Now, here, another thing in the article that made my ears pricked up. Indeed, I have never voted for the latter. Indeed, I have voted for the latter in past elections and hope to be able to do so again one day. So in this message, this person who wrote this is subtly saying that liberals should not be voted for the next time around. I have voted for them in the past, and I hope to do so again one day. What's the middle part? So, again, we do not have much insight into the leakers' motivations. Again, and now that we're like 3 or 4 weeks into this, some journalists should be asking these people about their motivations and their motives, and should be reporting back on to us. This is completely devoid of context. It's completely devoid of motive. This is the closest that we've got. I felt worried. Well, I'm sorry, but as Chantal Aubert pointed out on the bridge, how many of us have jobs where we make recommendations to our bosses that get overlooked, that don't get accepted? Do we go out and start leaking corporate secrets? We don't know who this person is. We don't know where they sit in the organization. We don't know whether or not this is lower level or very high level. We don't know if this is just a disgruntled person who says, I keep on making recommendations and it doesn't happen, so now I'm going to go to the press. Or we know nothing.
There's a lot of conjecture.
We don't know what other methods this person has tried, or the people that he says if he's among part of them. Right? There is a difference between a leaker and a whistleblower, right? And Chantal Aubert made this thing, right? Institutions have an inherent bias, or I think this was Bruce Anderson who said something to the effect, I think, that institutions have an inherent bias to look at leakers or whistleblowers as leakers. And the media has an inherent bias to look at leakers as if they are whistleblowers. Right? But a leaker and a whistleblower are not the same thing. This person is declaring themselves. People are declaring him as a whistleblower or a leaker or whatever. But we don't know.
Jim's point. Let's not forget the big difference between Snowden and this story. Whatever you think of Snowden, he put his name to it, even knowing the consequences that would follow. This leaker remains anonymous. So,
and that's the difference between Snowden. I mean, you can have respect for Snowden. You can say, yeah, you broke the law and you shouldn't have broke the law or not, but you understand he put his face to it, has motives, and there's also been longitudinally what he said over time, and has it been consistent since then?
And this is not a right versus left, conservative versus liberal thing. This is quite literally, Snowden leaked state secrets. He should be prosecuted for that. But he put his name and his face out there right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. Now, he had his reasons for doing it. Sure, whatever. But he should be prosecuted. You don't leak state secrets. It's that simple. You just don't do it, even when you know they're wrong. And if you don't have the backbone to do that job, change your career. Because they are asked to do terrible things all the time. All the time. And look at terrible things all the time. As you know, you met my friend who talked about some of the things that he witnesses. A witness has to read about, has to research. He is a professional researcher, and he works in counterterrorism. So the stuff he has to see on a daily basis would turn your stomach. And we'll go for a beer and he'll vent, and he knows what he can say to me because I have secret level clearance. So, I can't repeat any of it. And he doesn't even get super specific about what he talks about. But the thing is, you have to have the intestinal fortitude to do this job. And if you can't, find a new one. Because like I said, like a soldier on the battlefield, you are asked to do terrible things You are asked to view and see terrible things. Is it for the greater good? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to make that determination. But when you swear an oath, you either follow that oath or you don't. And if you don't, get the hell out. If you can't, look, my word is my bond. I take an oath, I stand by every word of it. Even though I'm going to see things I disagree with that run counter to my morals and the way I like to live my life, I would honor that oath, because if you don't honor that oath, you're worthless. You're worthless if your word is your bond. And this person, no backbone, no spine. I can't trust somebody like that. That's just, look, that's how I was raised.
Yep. Yep. The part, and with all of this that we said, we don't like the way that this is coming out. We don't like the way this is being treated. We don't like the fact that journalists are not doing the due diligence on this. We don't like the fact that people are not declaring their conflicts. We do not like the fact that
there's a lot of stinky going on here.
Yeah. We don't like the smugness. We don't like the glee with which this is being reported. The tone of the reporting should reflect the seriousness of the allegations. And it isn't, right? We're getting like, oh my, oh what, oh, look what happened here. Oh, damn, right? It's almost like people are going, oh, damn, there's a tape or something, right? It's not. This is a game. It's being treated like it's a game. It's been treating like there are people wearing team jerseys with red and blue and they're cheering.
I need to inject a little bit of humor here so we can lighten it up for a sec. I don't know if I've ever asked you this before. Do you know what the dirtiest thing ever said on television was? And it was said in the late 50s, early 60s. Do you know what it was?
I do not know.
Remember the television show Leave It to Beaver?
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing this is accidental humor.
Ward, you were pretty hard on the beaver last night.
Ooh, we have something from James here. It's laugh out loud. I just called Sam Cooper. He literally said this. James, not now. I'm drowning in lawyers. I bet you are.
Yep.
I bet you are.
No doubt.
Let's just put it this way. When you're running with something that even Bob Fife won't run with,
yeah,
you should not be surprised that you're drowning in lawyers.
I got another one for you here, I think, just to lighten the load a little bit. I think you'll find this interesting. So, activism, right? You know how they have book bans going on throughout the United States. In certain states, they're banning books, they're banning this, they're banning that. Their critical race theory is banned. You'll go to jail if you say gay in the state of Florida. Well, check this one out. I'm going to read it for the kids who are listening to the audio-only version of this. And this is from at Call to Activism. A Utah parent has utilized a new law that permits the removal of pornographic, in quotes, books from school libraries and requested the removal of the Bible, which they referred to as, in quotations, one of the most sex-ridden books around. The parent has chosen to remain anonymous for privacy reasons, submitted an appeal on December 11th, along with an 8-page list of Bible passages that they found objectionable and deemed worthy of review. The parent argued that the Bible contained topics such as incest, bestiality, genital mutilation, and infanticide, making it pornographic under the new definition set forth under Utah Code, and it has the code number, and therefore without serious value for minors. A Republican lawmaker expressed sadness regarding the situation. If you're going to make these laws, find the way to work for them so that you can smack them in the face with them, and that's exactly what that is.
It works both ways. Yep. These are two-way streets. Well, we talked about it on the abortion issue with regard to the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. What happens when you're going to make the case of, well, God says, blah, blah, and, life begins, and if the Jewish people come in, life begins at breath.
That's in the Bible, by the way.
It's like I said, the contortion's coming, right?
Mhm. Well, speaking of Jews, here's the Jews' clues. Dog whistle to English dictionary. Soros, Jews. Coastal elite, Jews. New York values, Jews. Hollywood liberals, Jews. Globalists, Jews. International bankers, Jews. American Jews. Jews who don't dare question Israel's government. I hope you enjoyed this
You
week's
mean
Jews'
Jews
clues.
who dare. Jews who dare.
Mhm.
Not don't dare.
Sorry, yes, dare.
Jews who dare to question. Yep. Ah, man. I tell you, man. I tell you. I am just. Well, let's have some more good news.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, let's lighten the
Mr.
load.
Grizzly.
We got to lighten the load here. You got some good news for me?
I do indeed.
You want me to put that
It's
up?
right up there.
Is this it?
Yes. Meet Derek Reimer, the hate pastor for Calgary.
Ooh.
Calgary pastor accused of hate-motivated crimes at Drag Story Time has a history of hate-motivated crimes.
Oh, look at that. I believe we call that a perp walk.
I believe we do. A Calgary pastor accused of hate-motivated crimes after an altercation at a library drag event has a criminal history for violent assaults and animal abuse, a judge heard Wednesday. Wow, all those things that we keep on saying, I guess if they hurt animals, they're probably someone who will hurt people and probably a future serial killer.
Usually.
Yeah. So there we go. History of violent assaults and animal abuse. Gee, I wonder if one of the violence assaults is a domestic incident, because those two usually go hand in hand as well. As part of a contested bail hearing, Crown Prosecutor Zaylan Laku offered new details on Derek Reimer's criminal history, the library disturbance, and jail cell attack the pastor is accused of committing. Reimer, 36, was released on bail Wednesday following his arrest for breaching his previous release conditions after he showed up at another library drag book reading last week because, recidivism, right?
Mm-hmm.
The pastor was arrested after a Reading with Royalty event on February 25th when he allegedly shouted homophobic and transphobic slurs at children who attended the events. So he repeatedly goes to events, puts children in a dangerous situation, but he says he's protecting them. In 2015, Reimer was convicted in Calgary of causing suffering to a dog. He was given 12 months probation as a sentence. Before that, Reimer faced 2 jail sentences in Winnipeg. In 2011, he was found guilty of assault causing bodily harm and handed an 8-month jail term plus 18 months probation. 2 years later, Reimer was convicted on 2 counts of aggravated assault and was sentenced to 2 years in jail. And a number of other charges in both Alberta and Manitoba have been stayed or withdrawn over the years, including theft, mischief, intimidation, and at least 2 other assaults.
Well.
Yes. He was released on bail but refused to sign his conditions, ordering to stay away from LGBTQ2S+ community members and events. Well, I guess we see what his promises are worth.
Mm-hmm.
So Reimer remained behind bars at the Calgary Remand Center for several days. During that time, Reimer was charged with institutional misconduct after attacking his cellmate, according to the Crown. Can we not get this guy a mandatory 72-hour psych evaluation?
I think you could use it.
On March 5th, Reimer approached a guard asking for medical attention for a fractured hand, saying he punched a wall. When sheriffs checked on Reimer's cellmate, the man was badly beaten, suffering injuries to his face and head. The victim required glue to treat 2 lacerations. What do you think that this may have happened to the kids or the parents of the kids had Reimer gotten close enough to them? And of course, well, he's a pastor.
He's a man of the cloth.
I'm guessing that him becoming a pastor maybe happens sometime after all of these things. Doesn't say when.
We don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Defense lawyer Ben Allison fought for his client's release, telling the judge that Reimer believed he was prohibited from being within 100 meters of the event, not 200 meters. That makes a difference, right? I'm sorry. I didn't understand the rules correctly when I was going to play Not Touching You. To go harass the group that I was expressly told not to harass.
Not touching you. I'm not touching you.
I'm just... Fuck off.
Yeah. What was that, Helen Mirren?
You didn't say I couldn't come within 2. It's like, you're not supposed to be there at all.
That was
right? Don't come within 200 feet doesn't mean come within 201 feet. Stay at 200. It means don't come. Take the freaking hint. I man.
in other news. Apparently,
Apparently, sometimes I don't watch their. I don't.
apparently, they are planning a shut down the government rally on Parliament Hill on April 1st.
Yes.
April Fool's Day.
Yep. They exhaust me. It's like, go ahead, hold your fucking rally. Just get the fuck out when you're done.
Just don't shit in the streets, and you only have a few hours to do it, and then you have to leave.
Just tiring. They're tiring.
So if anybody's interested, Zach's Diner on Elgin Street is having a drag brunch. I think it's this weekend. I just saw the poster yesterday when I was walking by.
Yeah. So
that means go support.
Biden's
Go
here.
support, because there's probably going to be people out front protesting.
Yes. So Biden is here, and there was an announcement yesterday that it seems that there has been an agreement that was reached on Roxham Road that would involve closing it down and allowing people to make their claims at a border itself, and then be turned away at the border. Now, this obviously will probably encourage some people to start crossing at other places. But it looks like the deal will be announced today. And we had this happen, Mr. Grizzly, if you would. Pierre Poliver put out, Trudeau has backed down again and agreed to close Roxham. Sorry, let me do that right. Trudeau has backed down again and agreed to close Roxham Road roughly 30 days after I told him to, but he never should have opened it in the first place. We never had mass illegal border crossings before him, and I won't let it happen again. Okay. Bullshit to English translation. He knew Biden was coming in March. He knew there'd be an announceable because, well, Minister Sean Fraser has been signaling for weeks now that the talks have been progressing.
Mm-hmm.
He picked a date roughly 3/4 of the way into the month.
Of course.
Then 30 days before it, he announced his big plan to solve the problem. Tell the PM to do the most likely thing the PM was already planning to do, because it had been telegraphed. Today he brags, I told him to, is what got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker for real. Seriously.
He's anti-charisma. He is the antithesis of charisma. He has
seriously.
There's a reason they call him Milhouse.
Call for something that you know is going to happen about 30 days, that's going to happen in 30 days, about 30 days before it's going to happen, and then say, see, the fact that I told him.
I got it done. Jesus.
Pierre is behaving more and more and more like an NDPer.
As of late, yeah. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong? No. Yeah.
Let's not go down that. Let's not say we did.
Now, this one is funny. I like this. Dr. Kazif Pirzada. Dang it. Was hoping to score 100,000 from St. Kirsch. Maybe next time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He's on a plane wearing his mask because we got this freak.
Steve Kirsch.
This freak show here.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, I'll wait till
this
you
guy
get that
here.
fixed up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
This freak show right here is all over the internet like this, saying that he sits on planes and offers random strangers, even women, $100,000 to remove their masks after he mansplains to them, of course, how the mask is not worth it.
Well, remember what these folks said, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be sitting there on the plane. It's like, fuck, man. It's like you're offering me $100,000 in the article of clothing that you want me to remove as a mask. Don't you want me to show you my feet or something at least?
I'll drop trowel. Come on.
What the fuck?
You want me to take a mask off for $100,000?
You sure you don't want to see my feet?
Do we start an OnlyFans?
Right?
Do we start an OnlyFans where we remove masks? Like we slowly sort of, just peek.
Ooh. Ooh, baby.
Oh, that's it. That's all you get today.
Yeah.
For the full video, please send $29.95 and a self-addressed stamped envelope too.
Take it all off. Show me that divot under your chin. Come on. Stop tasing me. I want to see it. Whoa. Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. Whoa. Oh, just a peek.
Full Monty.
Look, oh no, the mic is strategically placed. You didn't get to see it yet.
It's like the Austin Powers, where when he's naked, but there's stuff just strategically placed.
Ooh, here it goes back on again. Ooh, put another $2.99 for another 2 minutes. Ooh.
You can just donate to our coffee fund right there,
or you could just donate, or you could just buy us a Guinness and a cup of hot. I'm guessing that what you'll find in the bottom of the cup is much more interested in what you'll find under the mask.
I'll give you $100,000 if you take your mask off. My mask or my pants? Man. My pants. I'll take my pants off for $100,000, but I don't breathe. I don't breathe through my penis. So
you see those memes all the time, right? It's like, would you take out? Would you walk naked in the Rito Center like for $1 million? Heck, I'd walk naked through the Rito Center for a dime.
Yeah. I'll do it right now for free.
I do it for free. If you want to throw money my way, sure.
Provided I won't get arrested or charged, I'll do it right now.
Exactly. I'll do it right now. Like, walk of shame? No way, man. Stride of pride. Let's go. I'm naked and I'm feeling fine. I'm walking.
It's a little chilly in here. Little chilly in here. Turn up the heat.
Mr. Grizzly, some of us have already got them for free.
This is true. This is true.
Take pictures. You never know where they're going to end up.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
That's why there is not a single photo anywhere in existence of me without the bottoms on, where you can see the boy boys.
It's a tasteful nude.
You never know where they end
up. I was modeling for somebody working on their portfolio. I have no issue with that. Nude models for artistry has been around since the dawn of time, so I got no issue with that.
Yep. Now we have this interesting thing. Jerry Butts every now and then weighs in. Sam Cooper retweeted, breaking: Liberal MP Han Dong secretly advised Chinese diplomat in 2021 to delay freeing Tu Michael, says sources. Gerald Butts: intriguing to see him RT this because two independent sources with direct knowledge of the matter tell me Robert Fife had the same story as Cooper, but didn't publish it.
Yeah, that's,
So now we're in the battle of the unnamed sources.
Yeah, that's a little... Yeah.
Sam Cooper has his unnamed sources that says that Han Dong most definitely, absolutely is a traitor who's disloyal to his country. And Gerald Butts has sources who are equally anonymous, who basically says that Robert Fife also had the story and it was too toxic for him to touch. So why are you running with it? And both of them, none of them, revealed the sources. And as James says, global lawyers versus global lawyers. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Globe lawyers were like, no. Nope.
Yep, not touching that. But not Sam Cooper, because journalism is just reporting what people showed you. No curiosity or verification required. Just got to run with it. Because, I mean, it is a fact that somebody showed him documents, and it is a fact that the documents that they showed him said these things. So he is reporting facts.
Mm-hmm.
Just not facts that are particularly useful anymore. Wow. Right? Because it's the comment we make all the time, right? When we talk, somebody says something and then a journalist takes the mic and puts it in front of somebody else's face. This person said this. What do you say? Well, yes, it is a fact that this person said this. What the person said is not factual, but we don't care about that because that involves doing work. It's much easier for me to earn a paycheck saying, this person said this about you, how do you react? Rather than, oh, this person said this about you. Well, let's go find out if these things are true.
I have no
Oh,
knowledge.
they're not fully true. Let's go back to the original person and say, this thing you said isn't completely true. Why did you say that? Before going back to the person. And this is what the thing with Handong, right? There's an allegation. There's an allegation that could destroy someone's life. And rather than doing the minimum due diligence required to verify that allegation, and if you can't, at least report on the allegation as if you can't, using words like allegedly, it is stated,
Mhm.
it is said that independent verification of this fact has not been able to be, right? No, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. And this latest bit of information seems to give the impression that CSIS might have been monitoring phone lines. Now, people are saying monitoring phone lines of an MP. That's probably not the case. It would probably be monitoring the phone line of the target, of the CSIS target. And if an MP was talking to them, then, of course, that would be picked up. So, but intelligence people usually don't like to let it be publicly known that they're monitoring diplomats, particularly their phones. That's a sources and methods thing.
I know nothing about that. I know nothing about
It's
it.
but it's a sources and methods thing, right? This is a bit of information that intelligence people are typically very loath to volunteer.
Oh yeah.
This is not good.
No,
This is
it's
not
not good. It's not good at all.
No. All right. Other news. Ontario unveiled its biggest budget, $204 billion, but for some reason, there doesn't seem to be much in it to address affordability issues. So we're spending record amounts of money in a time where all the news is about affordability, and, well, they've got it like that because they have a majority for 3 more years. So
Yeah. I haven't looked at
we're
it
just
yet.
going to blow your money. The 187-page document forecasts that Ontario could run a modest $200 million surplus in 2024-2025, getting back to balance 3 years earlier than estimated in last year's budget. That surplus could increase to $4.4 billion by the following year. In this upcoming fiscal year, the province expects a $1.3 billion deficit, a figure roughly 12 times lower than cited last April. Must be nice. Must be nice. The official said the drastic increases over previous outlooks were due to inflation, higher taxation revenues, mostly via personal and corporate income tax, larger federal transfers, of course, and jumps in other non-tax revenues, especially from colleges as more international students return to Canada. But those windfalls aren't leading to new affordability goodies at a time of high inflation, aside from boosting a program for low-income seniors. Peter Bethenfalvy, the province's finance minister, says that the government didn't want to wait for the budget to introduce measures such as a gas tax cut. Again, everything they do is for people who drive for some reason.
Or drink.
Low income tax credit or drink, and increased disability to support payments. We're doing a bunch of things. I love it when they talk so specific. We're doing a bunch of things. We've done a lot, really. We're doing a bunch of things, and it's just not one and done. You could have saved your breath there. That's not a quote. It's not a quote. NDP leader Maher Arar said Ontarians are struggling to keep up with the rising costs of groceries, rent, and gas, and that this budget fails to meet the moment. This budget offers no relief for everyday Ontarians. Everyone in Ontario deserves a strong future. Everyone in Ontario deserves to have hope, she said. I'm just... There are tax breaks for business. What's not in the budget? There are several notable omissions from this year's budget. Aside from expanding eligibility for the guaranteed annual income system payment for low-income seniors and indexing it to inflation, there were no new affordability measures aimed at individual taxpayers. That said, a 5.7-cent gas tax introduced last July will remain in place until the year's end. No money has been specifically earmarked for municipalities who say they will lose out on tax revenue.
5.7%.
5.7-cent gas tax cut introduced last July.
I misheard. That's why I asked you to read it.
I might have said 7%. I may have screwed up. I've been tripping all over my tongue today. Who knows? Meanwhile, no money has specifically been earmarked for municipalities who say they will lose out tax revenue due to Bill 23, which aims to streamline the development process for homes. So, yes, they're taking their money and not compensating. School boards, such as the Toronto District School Board, that have requested the province help them cover pandemic-related operational costs, will also see no help from this budget. Thanks, Doug. We just keep getting disappointed.
I mean, come on. We tried to warn people. Ambivalence won out.
It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah.
They're spending record amounts of money, and it is not on us.
No, of course not. Conservatives only spend money on big business. They don't give a shit about us. Privatize the profits, socialize the losses.
These people are exhausting. They're exhausting.
Well, I don't know if you saw this. I'm going to try and find something here that my MPP, discussed yesterday in Queen's Park. I'm going to see if I can find the video of it because it's like Reichsraggy on how. Oh, here it is. I've got the video right here. Just give me a second, and I will put it up on the screen for you, for all of us to see and hear and witness. And check this out.
Thank you, Speaker. My question's for the Premier. Speaker, it's come to my attention that cancer patients waiting for surgery right now at the Ottawa Hospital are being bumped by clients of the for-profit clinic that's been operating on Saturdays at the Riverside campus of the Ottawa Hospital.
What?
This for-profit clinic has been offering nurses double the wages they earn in our public hospital system.
And we're still paying them.
And that has had an impact on our public system's ability to have the staff capacity ready for cancer surgery for patients in urgent need.
I said this shit would happen, and it's already happening.
This is what I'm being told privately by hospital staff who fear the repercussions for speaking publicly. Every day a cancer patient waits for surgery is another day that patient risks losing their life. It's another day that family is put in stress and anxiety because that patient could lose their life. Bill 60, the legislation that this government's putting forward, allowing for-profit, investor-driven clinics in our for-profit system, has led to a secretive clinic in our city that may be putting lives at risk in Ottawa. Speaker, it's a very simple question. Will the government investigate these allegations made apparent to me? It's their responsibility. Will you do it?
Now, here's where this gets interesting. Because ordinarily, when something like this is posted online, they immediately cut out the follow-up. This is my MPP, Joel Harden. He didn't cut up. He didn't cut up the rebuttal. He didn't cut it out. He let it. He posted this.
Order. Minister of Health to reply.
Now, if the member opposite would actually look closely at what Bill 60 is going to be able to do if passed, is expand those surgical opportunities, ensuring that individuals who are waiting for life-saving surgeries do not have to languish on wait lists. You know, we have an opportunity here with Bill 60, if passed, that not-for-profit, for-profit, community-based hospital partnerships are going to be able to form so that individuals who have been waiting on wait lists, who are calling every one of our constituency offices saying, can I get my surgery faster? They now have that opportunity if and when Bill 60 is passed, because we have a process that will ensure individuals who want to have these surgical and diagnostic surgeries in community will have a pathway and a complete understanding of how they can do that. Thank you.
I didn't hear an answer in there, though.
Not at all.
But I appreciate the fact that he showed the response because, you know, ordinarily the Skippy will post what he said and cut out everything else. And people come on and go, yeah, okay, bud, you left this out and put it on. Joel didn't do that. Joel showed the response. But the response was not an answer. We're creating a pathway. Didn't answer to his question of, or question, his statement. There was no response to his statement that surgeries for cancer patients are getting postponed so that they can do for-profit surgeries. That was never addressed. She didn't address it. They'll have a pathway if you can afford it. We have a process. I said this shit would happen. I swore it up and down. I said, look, having a two-tier system, I'm not dead set against, provided the two-tier system does not negatively impact the public system. And I knew damn well it would. I said, the problem is it will impact the public system because we don't have enough people to fill the positions right now. So if suddenly your income can double by going to for-profit healthcare, you're a nurse or a doctor, or look, you're going to chase the money. You're going to chase the money. If you can improve your quality of life by earning more money, which is usually what more money entails, you're going to do it. And I can't get mad at somebody for doing that. I can get mad at the system that created it, though. And I'm pissed. Because working class people and the poor, back of the line for you. Well, if I could pay, you don't have the money. Get lost. Well, here's the public system. You can use that. But there's 10,000 people in front of me.
Yep.
And there's no staff. There'd be less people in front of me if there were staff to support us. Again, a two-tier system can work if designed properly. If we have the people to staff the public system, and we need more people in the public system because there's more people in the public system that cannot afford to pay for surgery. I'd say that's, 95% of Canadians? Maybe more? I don't know the numbers. But if you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, which is what's taking place here, people are going to suffer.
Yep.
And again, her response was a non-response. She didn't address what he stated. So when I said this shit would happen, I said it was going to happen. Nobody wanted to believe me. I hate being right about this stuff because I would like to be wrong.
Well,
I would much prefer to be wrong.
Yeah. Everybody hates a Cassandra.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up on something light.
All right. Let's try to. Well, before we wrap it up on something light, I do have something light to wrap it up. But there's a couple of other things that I want to mention because it's just people behaving badly.
There's always that.
Being stupid. Okay, so we got more from Jen Gerson.
What now?
Here. So, put it up. Shit, if the PMO really didn't know that Mr. Valuable member of caucus was allegedly offering advice to Beijing, they should have been screaming for an inquiry. How'd they miss that? Why weren't they briefed on that?
Ask CSIS. Yeah.
Again, stating it like it's true. Would you prefer to have Joe Biden or Donald Trump as president of the United States? Biden, 69%, Trump, 19%. This was asked of Canadians. Those who said Biden, Bloc Québécois, 91, NDP, 89, Liberals, 84, Conservatives, 48. Crybaby Caillou. 48% of Canadian Conservatives are happy with the Biden presidency that canceled Keystone XL. Wake the fuck up, people. You're embarrassing. So now he's attacking fellow conservatives now. I'm seeing this and I'm saying, 48% of conservatives would prefer Donald Trump as president of the United States. What the hell's wrong with you? Right? He's upset. Tell me you're in the bag. Tell me you're in the bag, right? This one, Evan Scrimshaw. friend of the pod. The thing I
Mhm.
keep coming back to with all of this foreign interference stuff is that Global has gone all in on a high-risk gamble, and their reporting is far too loose for the accusations they're making. Maybe they're right, I don't know, but it's really bad that it's been 24 hours since the story broke, and we still don't know whether it was a phone call or an in-person meeting, or whether the nature of the intelligence is wiretap or something less concrete.
Well, apparently, one of the wiretaps is a possible mispronunciation and mistranslation from Mandarin to English, and they may have misheard. And in the Mandarin dialect, one term that sounds just like another can be, "Can I help you to go fuck yourself?"
Hmm.
And the terminology is so close that if you mishear it, I'm giving you one simple example, and don't ask me what the words are in Chinese because I don't speak the language.
Yeah. And then Scrimshaw says, the fact that the Globe has now confirmed they had these allegations and didn't report them is wildly interesting and says a lot about Global. So this is being confirmed left, right, and center now. We have Paul Champ. This was a great thread that I saw yesterday by J.M. Davis. I want to make something clear, and this really gets my thoughts. I don't have a problem with the foreign interference story being reported. I have a problem with the way it's being reported. I strongly believe in freedom of expression for all Canadians and Canadian media. I would hope that media outlets would report on stories in line with their own journalistic principles, and for the most part, I think they do. What my issue with is how the story is being reported, with some exceptions. Without context, without alternative viewpoints, and with what appears to be a pretty clear agenda to bring down the Liberal government. To me, this political bias is completely unacceptable in media that should be free from political agenda. Having a significant political bias to me indicates the Americanization of our media. Of course, my real issue is with the leakers who are leaking intelligence and controversy of the SOIA and allowing or encouraging that reporting to be used for political objectives. They are either being extremely partisan or are dangerously naive. Neither is good. Has the Liberal government done enough on foreign interference in Canada? Absolutely not. Did the Conservative government before them? Again, absolutely not. Going forward, I implore media outlets to adhere to their own journalistic principles and engage experts to provide nuance and context to these stories. I don't see an end to the foreign interference story in Canada anytime soon, but we can do better.
100% completely in lockstep with that statement. Totally agree.
And Jess Marin Davis is a global security research policy and practice expert, the president of Insight Threat Intelligence and CSIS. Paul Champ, who's the lawyer that represented the citizens for the convoy, stated, I agree with everything in this thread. Foreign interference is a problem and should be treated seriously rather than a torqued up political smear against one party. Motives of leakers is big concern. We've been talking about this for a week. What is the motivations of the leakers, and why is no journalist asking and reporting on that? All right. And this is, I also have a story here about Stephen Harper basically giving advice to Pierre Paul, saying not to mention anything whatsoever about his platform until the last minute, which is, that's conservative standard policy.
Yeah.
So in other words, it was Thursday.
Pretty much.
Yeah, conservatives don't let the people that you want to represent know what it is that what you want to do, because if they do, then that won't work out well for you. That's in conservative land. That's a Thursday or a Monday. Well, that's every day. It's I mean, that's standard. Don't let the people know what it is you've got planned for them. They'll never vote for you. I mean, hardly a surprise. But this is the light thing that I had probably to finish the day. Zellers has reopened. And somebody may not have gotten their attire correct for the occasion.
Oopsie poopsie.
Hannes Robert, hey Dari. I think I wore the wrong shirt to the Zellers opening. He's wearing a Woolco shirt with a look on his face. Oh well.
Oopsie. Did I do that?
Mr. Grizzly, do we have a show?
We do, sir. We do.
Oh, well, that's a new one.
What's that now?
Former CSIS Director Ward Elcock on CBC News. There's no whistleblower. This is an individual who's done enormous damage and ought to be prosecuted. There's
Yeah, I
a
know.
41-second.
Yeah.
Let's play this one
Okay.
because I have not seen
Yeah,
that.
I'm familiar with this clip. I had actually addressed it the other day, but yeah, no, I watched it. Yeah, let's throw it up. I'll play it.
Okay, I've got it here. Yeah, I think full screen and everything, so I think I should be good. Let's put this up because I'm surprised they're going back to them. Usually they're a one and done kind of type of thing with this bit. It seems that there are some people that might be interested in the other side of the story after all.
Yes, there are.
And global news are treating this. They may think that the information is sufficiently identified that they're safe to do so, but they're certainly damaging people's lives in the course of it. And this idea that there's a whistleblower out there that's providing this information, there is no whistleblower. This is an individual who's done enormous damage and ought to be prosecuted.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's what I was.
There's a difference between a whistleblower and a leaker.
That's what I was referring to earlier in the show today. Exactly that statement from him.
Yep.
There is a difference.
Yep. All right. Kits, we hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Daily Beaver podcast. We hope that you loved listening to us because we loved making it for you. Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So let your peeps know about us because democracy is something that you do. Same thing. Write your MPs.
Mm-hmm.
Write your MPPs, write your senators, let them know you're not okay with this. Write media, especially media, global. Ask them what the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Seriously? If you really like this podcast, you can find us on Crier Media Network as well as all Beaver Grizzly friendly platforms. Stars and reviews are most greatly appreciated. We love to hear from you, so please reach us on our Facebook, True North Eager Beaver, our Twitter feed at True Eager on Twitter. I'm so sorry, kids. I do not know what's wrong with me today. I cannot speak. Or by email via truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. You can subscribe to us via our pod page, podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver with a hyphen between each one of those words, all lowercase letters. And when we have something fresh off the bandwidth, we will come straight to you. Also, why not subscribe to our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube channel? That helps us out big time. We are getting close to 200 subscribers. We need at least 1,000 to monetize it, so any help that you can give us would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to all the kits that are coming to our Twitter feed, which has recently crossed the 1,000 followers. So we definitely appreciate that. We can't do this without you or your kind and generous support. So if you feel that we've done a particularly good show and you're watching, well, you can scan that QR code right by Mr. Grizzly's head here, and that will bring you to our emergency coffee/hot chocolate tip jar. If you're listening, then you can let your fingers do the walking to our coffee page. That's coffee, ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word, lowercase letters, and you can make your contribution there. Trust us, your contribution will be greatly appreciated and savored. Just letting you know, kids. And finally, we're still waiting for our merch to be reestablished, but it will be coming. So please keep your powder dry so that you have lots to spend once we're back online for you. And kits, you have been doing some wonderful stuff for us on the charts and all that good stuff. Well, let's just put it this way. This is what you guys are kind of responsible for. Now, remember yesterday we said that we were quite happy because we were ahead of Post Media on that day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did this, my darling kitties.
Got us into the top 100.
Yes. We are the Gretzky of podcasts.
99.
So thank you so much, kits. Really, really appreciate that. It's been quite a long time since we've been in the top 100. So yeah. Thank you. Our 30-day numbers for listeners and total downloads are skyrocketing. I think month over month, our downloads are up 50% from February, over 50%. So thank you. We don't know what's going on, but there's somewhere along the way where there was a huge uptick in our support and in our followership in the last few days, the last month or so. And we are quite happy about it. So we are not going to complain at all about this. And of course, as promised, we said that we would give a little extra shout out to Miss Sakari, I believe is the name, who had left us a tip. And for some reason, the coffee page is not wanting to cooperate with me.
Did you break it?
In order to be able
didn't
to
you?
read
You broke it.
I think I broke it. I may have broken it. Oh, there it is. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Your voices give me life in the mornings. I don't always catch you on time. I have a 13-year-old who gets up at 7 to get ready to catch her bus, and then my 5-year-old who gets up around 8. But I catch it when I can. Cheers, kiss, and hug.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kit Miss Sarika, not Sakari. Again, I'm thinking tennis. There's a tennis player from Greece whose last name is Sakari, who's really, really good. And I was just watching her the other day. So, Miss Sarika. And we did receive another tip from a Kit yesterday, but we will save it for, well, you know what? It's Friday show. It's the end of the week. So I guess we can go to it right away. Thank you once again, Kit Rebecca. Repeat tipper. So we appreciate that. I rocked my poli-sci class today by questioning the validity of the 26-year delay over foreign influence on Canadian elections. Your precise analysis resonates with me and challenges my instructor. Thank you.
Awesome.
Ooh. Wow. Thank you, Miss Rika. And there you go. And she is definitely listening today. She says, I kind of like Sakari. So, Miss Sarika Sakari. There we go. Why choose when you can have both? That's my philosophy of life. If you can have both, choose both. Every time. All right. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your eager beaver saying, until next time, dear kits, please be kind and gentle with yourself because it can be a tough world out there. And Mr. Grizzly, can you please give us some words of wisdom to send us off into the weekend? I am having trouble today, man.
Yeah, you need a coffee. I know you don't drink coffee. Perhaps a Red Bull?
I don't drink coffee.
A Red Bull?
I don't drink that either.
A Guinness?
Might. Or hot chocolate, make it a double.
Ooh, a chocolate Guinness. A chocolate stout?
I don't know.
Words of wisdom?
Yeah. So
words of wisdom today.
Words of wisdom.
Something you may not know. I'm sure you do, but something many people may not know. When you smile, even if it's fake, it tricks the brain because it releases the same serotonin. What it does is when you smile, it actually lifts your spirits. And when you for that, so even if you're feeling down today, if you're struggling, having a tough time, when somebody walks by you, smile at them. They'll smile back. Maybe they won't, but 99 out of 100 times they'll smile back. If they don't say anything. Just go on your way and keep smiling because it'll make you feel better. And when you smile at somebody else, it lifts their spirits too. So it's the simplest thing you can do today. The simplest thing, it takes no effort. Literally smile at somebody. Maybe they smile back, maybe they don't, but either way, you'll both benefit from it, period.
That happened to me yesterday, actually. I was at the dollar store and there was this lady at the cash and I was like smiling like really hard because I got nothing.
It happens sometimes. They might be going through something, right?
Nothing.
But I guarantee you it helped her.
Extremely pleasant, and wished me a nice day and whatnot, but I got nothing on the face.
Maybe she was going through something.
Yep. Didn't happen. But I tried.
And just keep doing it because it will make a difference for somebody else. It will.
It does. Well, I reported it on the show, I think. The other day we were coming back from Toronto and we stopped in Tyendinaga to get some gas.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. You see that? We were one whisker hanging there. I can't see.
Yep, that one whisker. I was at the cash, and there was this guy at the cash, and looking like he would rather be anywhere in the world but there at that moment. And I was just my usual like, hello, kind of. And he looked up at one point rather than just looking down, and saw my face, and his face just lit right up.
Mhm. It makes a difference.
Like this big smile. It's like, come again. And it's like, you bet I will.
Yeah.
For a smile like that, I'm going to come again. Yeah, absolutely. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There you go. But keep smiling. People will wonder what you're up to. It's true. If you really want to screw with someone, just sit in a corner and smile to yourself smugly. People will start to wonder. All right, kids. Have a great weekend. Roll the credits, Mr.
We'll
Mosley.
see ya.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
We see the kids here. They're really pleased with themselves because they took the show off the rails. And there we go. Just for you kids, a classic photo of Stephen Harper with Pierre Pulliver in Happier Times. It's the photo of Stephen Harper holding a kitty when he was trying to like pretend he was human. I thought we'd leave you off with something a little.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again. See ya.
Have a great weekend, kids.